This is an absolute value quadratic inequality, and wants to find the value of x, or the values of x that make this true. So I will set this as two equations. And first, well, I guess I don't even have to do that. I'm going to do x plus x squared minus 4. And instead of greater than or equal to 6, I'll say equals 6, because I'll set intervals later. And then on this side, it's x minus what's inside the absolute value, x squared minus 4 is equal to 6. That's because your absolute value of x equals x, and it also equals negative x. So I can plug in the positive value or the negative value. Absolute value of 1 equals 1. Absolute value of negative 1 equals 1. So I need 1 and negative 1. I mean, what's inside the absolute value and the negative of what's inside the absolute value. I guess that's the better way to say it. So anyway, this is it. And I'll show you technically, or what you generally want to do is get the absolute value on one side and everything else on the other. So this would be 6 minus x. So this would be x squared minus 4 is greater than or equal to 6 minus x. And then I would subtract 6 and add x to both sides, x squared plus x minus 10. And that's going to be the same as this. So I can just do it right in the middle of the equation. I want to get rid of that so it's not cluttering the screen. Anyway, so now I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides, x squared, I put the x squared first, plus x minus 10 equals 0. And this is x minus x squared plus 4. And then I'll subtract 6 from both sides, minus 6 equals 0. This is negative x squared plus x minus 2 equals 0. And now I'll flip the whole thing, or just multiply, well, yeah, multiply both sides by negative 1. X squared minus x plus 2 equals 0. Now I'll solve these and then check intervals, because it's an inequality. There are no factors that multiply to negative 10 and add to 1, so I will use a quadratic formula. b is positive 1, so it's negative b plus or minus the square root. 1 squared is 1, minus 4 times 1 times negative 10, so that's plus 40, all over 2, which is negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 41 divided by 2. So what am I checking here? Negative 1 plus square root of 41 over 2 is 2.7. Negative 1 minus square root of 41 over 2 is negative 3.7. So I'm just going to put approximately negative 3.7, 2.7. And then check intervals. I'll check something from negative infinity to negative 3.7. Well, I'll try negative 10. I'll try something between negative 3.7 and 2.7. I'm actually using the full values, but these are just approximate so that I can find the intervals. 0, I'll try 0. And then I'll try something greater than 2.7. I'll try 10. So let's see, I will try negative 10 in the original equation. Negative 10 plus the absolute value of negative 10 squared is 100 minus 4. And is that greater than or equal to 6? Well, this is 96. Negative 10 plus the absolute value of 96, which is 96, is 86. 86 greater than or equal to 6. Yes, so that interval works. So I know that x is greater than or equal to negative 1, less than or equal to negative 1 minus square root 41 over 2. Now I'll try 0. Negative 3.7 and 2.7, I'm trying 0. 0 plus absolute value 0 squared minus 4, which is negative 4. Is that greater than or equal to 6? Well, absolute value of negative 4 is 4, so is 4 greater than or equal to 6? No. The interval is out. Now I'll try greater than 2.7. I'm going to try 10. 10 plus absolute value of 10 squared is 100 minus 4. Is that greater than or equal to 6? 100 minus 4 is 96. 10 plus absolute value of 96 is 106. Is that greater than or equal to 6? Yes. So that interval works. So x is greater than or equal to negative 1 plus square root 41. Oop, that's a bad 41. Divided by 2. All right, so I've got two intervals that work. X less than equal negative 1 minus square root of 41 over 2. X is greater than equal to negative 1 plus square root of 41 over 2. So far, I've got those. And I'm going to see if this other side changes anything. Well, again, I have to use a quadratic formula because there are no factors that multiply to 2 and add to negative 1. So negative b, negative 1 is 1, plus or minus the square root of b squared, negative 1 squared is 1, minus 4 times 1 times 2, minus 8, all over 2 times 1, which is 2. That is 1 plus or minus. 1 minus 8 is negative 7, square root of a negative number. That's an imaginary number times the square root of 7 over 2. This is an imaginary number. If I plug it back into the original equation, the solution is going to be imaginary. So that's gone. The answers are x is less than or equal to negative 1 minus square root of 41 over 2. X is greater than or equal to negative 1 plus square root of 41 over 2.